Hello students, my name is Anthony sir and today we are going to learn lesson number 10, and before we start learning I want you to subscribe my channel and also share with other friends so that they can also get benefit of this lesson. The name of the lesson is The 100 Dresses Part 1. It is in a series. We have Part 1 and Part 2 written by L. Bisor Esther. And before we learn this, we also need to know the historical background of Poland and also America. So let us see what is in the lesson. Before we read, this is the background. How do we judge the people around us by their money, wealth and possession? Yes, it is possible sometimes we judge people by their money, wealth and possession. Or is there something of more enduring value to look for in a person? Yes, there is something more better than money, wealth and possession. Sometimes their behavior, sometimes their help, okay, sometimes their talent. Yes, this story is a sensitive account of how a poor young girl is judged by her classmate. So, in this story, we have the class, and in the class, three friends are there, and how they are judging each other. That is what we are going to learn. Wanda Petronsky is a young Polish girl. Polish is the people from Poland who goes to school with other American children in an American town. Now she is from Poland, but she stays in America and she goes to American school. These other children see Wanda as different in many ways because she is from another country. They see her very different person. Can you guess how they treat her? Yeah, we can guess that maybe they are not friendly, maybe they are teasing her because she is from another country. Okay, read the information in the box below. Find out more about this community from an encyclopedia and internet. Okay, now in this box we read the background of the lesson so that at least we will know what has happened and how was the situation at that time. Okay, sometime when you want to understand the lesson you need to know, you can't compare the lesson with this current situation. Maybe in the current situation uh, the culture might have changed, so we need to know the culture of that time also. So let us see the Polish American community in United States, how they were treated in America. The first Polish immigrants arrived in America in 1608. Immigrants are the people who move from one country to another country. But the largest wave of Polish immigration occurred in the early 20th century. Early 20th century, there were many Polish people moved from Poland to America when more than 1 million Poles migrated to the United States. More than 1 million people moved from Poland to America. The Polish state did not exist at that time, and the immigrants were identified according to their country of origin rather than ethnicity. Ethnicity means it is not because of their culture, but because of the country of origin they were identified. They were identified as Russian Poles, German Poles, and Austrian Poles. It means Russian people who migrated there, German people who migrated there, Polish people who migrated there. That is how they were organized. They were identified as a group. One of the most notable Polish American community in Chicago and its suburbs. So, Chicago is sometimes called the second largest Polish city in the world. It means Chicago had so many people from Poland, they started staying there. And that is why Chicago was also called the second largest Polish city in the world. Next, only to Warsaw. Warsaw is the another city in the Poland. Okay, it is the capital of Poland also. Polish Americans were sometimes discriminated against the United States. Of course, there is discrimination. Whenever you move to another country, you will feel this discrimination. But now, in this current time, it is not there. As were the Irish, Italian, and Jews. There were also people from Ireland, from Italy, from Israel, they were also discriminated. According to the United States 2000 census, 667,414 Americans of age 5 years and the older reported Polish as the language spoken at home, which is about 1.4% of the people who speak language other than English, or 0.25% of the US population. So in by this figure you know that there were also, apart from English speaking language, the Polish people, the people who speak Polish language, they were many. Okay, they were 1.4%, which is a good number. Okay, so this is the background. So what do we see in the background? Number one, there are communities moved from different country to America. Number two, they were discriminated. Number three, they settled down in a community and they were identified as a community. Okay, good. Now we can start our lesson. And this lesson is not in part 1, part 2, part 3. So I'm not going to make parts, but I'm going to make one long video of the whole lesson. And I believe you will enjoy it because the story is not boring. Story is very interesting, very funny also, and very nice also, and very sensitive also, because there are so many things we learn also. If you are very emotional, you can easily cry for Wanda's situation also. Okay, so let's see what is in the lesson. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat in the class. But nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, two characters have been introduced here. Okay, number one, Wanda Petronsky, number two, Peggy, and yes, third one also, Madeline. And Peggy and Madeline, they were friends. The girls who started all the fun, these are the girls, Peggy and Madeline, they started all the fun, noticed her absence. Whose absence? Wanda's absence. Usually Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in the room number 13. Last seat, last row. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. Where the rough students, always they are talking. She was sitting even behind those rough boys. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet means noisy and dragging, they were making the noise. Okay, most roar of laughter, laughing loudly when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. There was also dirt and mud on the floor in that corner. That is where Wanda was sitting. Now Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy, not because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all. She was very quiet, okay? And nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. It means she was also not laughing out loudly. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Something like this, smiling with very little. And do you know why she was sitting there? Because she was feeling discriminated by these people. That is why she just decided to sit at the corner so that she will not have any problem with other students. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Bogin Heights. Bogin Heights is also an area where a kind of slum area where nobody would like to go there. So she was sitting there because she knew that she comes from Bogin Heights, not a good place to visit. And her feet were usually caked with dry mud. And anytime when she comes to the school, her feet is actually full of mud. But no one really thought much about Wanda Petronsky once she sat in the corner of the room. So once she sit in the corner of that room, nobody thinks about her. Nobody talks to her. Nobody thinks about her. This was her situation in the classroom. The time when they thought about Wanda was outside of the school hours, at noon time, when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began. So this was the only time when other students were thinking about Wanda. When? It was the noon time after the school and early in the morning before the school. Why? Because when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the schoolyard because they want to laugh at her. That's the only time when they were thinking about her. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda. Sometimes they even wait for Wanda to have fun with her so that when she comes, we make some fun and then we go to the class. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in the school either. And nobody noticed her absence. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who didn't trek in a whole lot of mud, they could not find the mud also, which normally Peggy used to bring. Did notice that Wanda used to bring. They did notice that Wanda wasn't there at that time. On Wednesday, they noticed that Wanda is not there. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. Okay, now this is the description of Peggy. Normally in the exam they ask describe Peggy and her behavior. So she was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty in looking. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly also. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. Why they noticed that Wanda is not there? Because it was because of Wanda they came to school. And why? They had waited for Wanda. So they were waiting for Wanda to come to have some fun with her and she just hadn't come. And that time she did not come. Okay, that is why they were late in the class. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her. So that was the reason why they were waiting for her. Not that she was their friend. She was not their friend. But everybody wanted to make fun of her. That is why they were waiting for her. Next, Wanda Petronsky, most of the children in the room 13 didn't have name like that. Another thing is that her name was also quite funny because she was not from that country. Okay? They had names easy to say like Thomas, Smith, Alan. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that it was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Petronsky was more funnier than Willie Bounce. Okay? Wanda didn't have any friends. Now, this is the description of Wanda's friendship. So, Wanda did not have any friend. She came to the school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress, which color has gone, okay, and that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. It was clean, but ironing was not there. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Why? Because they want to make fun of her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girls play hopscotch on the worn yard ground. Now, hopscotch it is game. Hopscotch it is a game in which children hop into and over square mark on the ground. Okay, so jumping. They were jumping on her. So that was the game when everybody was playing, and that time Wanda will stay in between among all these people. Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Manner. Very nicely, she will say, Wanda. It is called courteous manner. Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friend a nudge. Nudge means a gentle push. Normally, when you want to tease somebody, you want to involve other people also. That is why she will give a nudge to her friends. Tell us how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? They want to tease her, so she found this question to ask her that how many dresses do you have? Why? Because she was wearing only one dress every time in the school. Okay. Next page, 100 would say. Now Wanda's reply is also very funny. Okay, Wanda would say, I have 100 dresses in my closet. 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously. Now, what is incredulously? Incredulously means showing unwillingness. They don't believe that she has 100 dresses. because she always wear one dress, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. Okay, now everybody wants to listen why Wanda says that she has 100 dresses. Yeah, 100, all lined up, every all in one line, said Wanda. Then her thin lip drew together in silence. Then thin lip became silent. What are they like? All silk? I bet, said Peggy. Peggy wanted to tease her more, so she said, do all the clothes are of silk? Then she said, yeah, all silk, all color, velvet too. Yeah, velvet too. 100 dresses. Wanda would repeatedly, stolidly. What is the meaning of stolidly? Means not showing any feeling. You just say, yes, 100 dresses of all color, then velvet also, and silk also, all lined up in my closet. Then they would let her go. And then, before she had gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shriek and peal of laughter. Means everybody started laughing loudly. Okay. Then everybody was teasing. Then they say, 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. Then among themselves they would talk that she doesn't have 100 dresses because she only has one blue dress that she is wearing every day. So why did she say that she had 100 dress? What a story! What is the story behind 100 dress? How many shoes did you say you had? Another question. How many shoes? Then she will also reply, 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this, all alike. Okay, she was exaggerating everything with politeness, and she was saying that all of them looks same. Oh no, every pair is different, all colors. Okay, Peggy was asking, do all look alike? Then she said, no, 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 they are of different color, different style. Okay, all lined up. Peggy, who had thought up this game? Okay, now Peggy was saying that who was thought of this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, means very close friend, were always the last to leave. Okay, means among their friendship, Peggy and Maddie, they were always together, and she was the last person to leave Peggy. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed. She was quite sad, hitching her left shoulder, okay, making like this left shoulder every now and then in a funny way. She had finishing the walk to school alone, and this is how she will walk to the school. Now, Peggy was not really cruel. Another characteristic of Peggy that she was not actually cruel. She protected small children from bullies. Means when other students are bullying small children, she will go and protect them. Bullies means those who use their strength or power to frighten weaker people. That is called bullies. And she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. It means when she will see any animal is mistreated, then she will cry. If anybody had said to her, don't you think this is a cruel way to treat Wanda? She would have been very surprised. Cruel? Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Okay, she wanted to tease her, but she is saying that then she should also not, Wanda should also not give a wrong answer. Why she said she has 100 dresses? That is why I have started the game. The kind of reason that she wants to give. Anybody could tell that that was a lie. Yes. Why did she want to tell lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person, else why did she have a name like that? Anyone, anyway, they never made her cry. It means they never made Wanda to cry. Then, as for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats, we can go to the next page, and how many these and that she had was bothering her. It was bothering her because, yes, there is a reason, and it is in the next line. Because Maddie was poor herself. Okay, that is why she was having a little bit compassion towards Wanda. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Hand-me-down means that we call it second-hand clothes. So she was also wearing second-hand clothes, and most of her clothes were coming from Peggy. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Bogin Heights. Is the only good thing is that she was not staying at Bogin Heights, which was the poorest area of the city, or have a funny name. And also another thing is that she did not have funny. Otherwise, she was the next person to be teased on. Okay. Sometime when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed. She was also feeling very bad and studied the marbles in the palm for her hands. Normally, when you become very angry, you play with the marbles like you are trying to relief. You want to get relief from your anger, so you are playing with the marbles, rolling them round and saying nothing herself. Okay, and she knew that if she will say something, then Peggy will not be her friend anymore. That is why she was not saying anything. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She was not really feeling sorry for Wanda because she was feeling about herself that this teasing can actually come on me. Okay, now she would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dress game. Okay, it was not her desire to give attention to Wanda, but it was because this game has come, that is why they were giving their attention towards Wanda. But suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. Okay, now everybody started this game to Wanda. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. So yes, she was little bit poor. Of course, she wouldn't have more sense than to say she had 100 dress. It means she had that sense that she will not give the answer that she has 100 dresses in her closet. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her, but she would not like that if they would start a game on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky, and she also wanted that Peggy should stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. So she was having kind of feeling towards Wanda because of her poor situation. Okay, next. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. Okay, she worked her arithmetic problem absent mindedly. Now, Wanda was thinking of, she was actually absent minded because she was thinking of Wanda, and in that absent minded, she actually solved all the arithmetic problems also. 8 times 8, let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note. Nerve means guts here, courage to write a note to Peggy because she knew that she never would have the courage to speak right out to Peggy. She knew that she doesn't have that much courage to speak to Peggy. To say, hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has. She did not have that guts, that courage. Okay. When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. But this time, she started writing the note that she wanted to give it to Peggy. Suddenly, she paused. Pause means stop. And shuddered and stopped writing. She pictured herself in the schoolyard and she started thinking that she is in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls and everybody, including Peggy. They have started teasing her. So she was imagining. Okay, Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and in that one more question can be added that where did you get the dress that you are wearing, and Maddie would have to say that it was Peggy's one of old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimming, so no one in room 13 would recognize it. It means it was Peggy's dress second hand that Maddie's mother had re-alter it and then trim it so that nobody will recognize that it was Peggy's dress, but it was actually Peggy's clothes. Now that is why she was afraid. to write the letter, because if the game will start on Maddie, it will not be easy for her. Okay, that is why she is imagining how her situation will be. If only Peggy would decide of her own accord, it means it will be better that if Peggy would decide to stop this game, stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well, Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair as though to push the uncomfortable thought away. Okay, so that thought to push away, she just put it like this so that she will stop thinking about all this situation. What difference did it make? It doesn't make any difference. Slowly, Maddie tore into bits and notes she had started. So she tore the notes. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was liked by many people in the whole class. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought, and she thought that Peggy would not do this to me. As for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Bogin Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. Okay, so as for Wanda, she is alone. That is why they are teasing her. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. She doesn't talk with anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about 100 days. That was the first time she talked about the 100 dresses. Now, Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses that was pale blue with colored trimming, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. Now Maddie remembered that uh, she was having, who was having, Maddie was having. Okay, the dress which was in a green color and red sash on it, red line on it. You would look like a Christmas tree in that, the girl had said in the pretended admiration. Admiration means to appreciate somebody, but they were just pretending that they are appreciating. It is not real. Okay, thinking about Wanda and her 100 dresses all lined up in the closet, Maddie began to wonder who was going to win the drawing and coloring contest. Now, the new thing that has come in the class, it is the drawing and coloring contest competition. Okay, for girls, what was the competition? It was the drawing and coloring competition for girls, and this contest consisting of designing dresses, and for boys of designing motorboats. Okay, so two subjects are given: for girls designing dresses, and for boys designing motorboats. Probably Peggy would win the girls medal. Everybody thought that maybe Peggy would win because Peggy's drawing was quite good. Peggy drew better than anyone else in the room. She was better. At least that's what everybody thought. At least everybody thinks that Peggy is a good painter. She could copy a picture in a magazine or some film star's head so that you could almost tell who was it. It means she was able to copy the picture, draw the picture exactly so that you can know that this is the superstar. Okay. Oh, Maddie was sure Peggy would win. Maddie knew that Peggy is going to win. Well, tomorrow the teacher was going to announce the winner. Then they would know. Okay, so tomorrow is the announcement of the winner. Okay, the next day it was drizzling means a very light rain. Okay, Maddie and Peggy hurried to the school. They hurried up because they wanted to hear the result, and also to the school under Peggy's umbrella. Okay, both of them under Peggy's umbrella. Naturally, on a day like this, they didn't wait for Wanda because it is raining and Wanda might be very dirty because of the mud. They didn't wait for Wanda Petronsky on the corner of Oliver Street, the street that far away under the railroad track and up the hill. This is the address of Bogin Heights. Okay, that led to Bogin Heights. Anyway, they were taking chance on being late today. They weren't taking chance. Okay, so they just wanted to come early because today was very important day. The result was coming. Next page. Do you think Miss Mason will announce the winner today? Asked Peggy. Okay, some doubts. Yes. Oh, I hope so. The minute we get in, said Maddie. Of course, you will win, Peg. And yes, the result will be announced, and everybody knows that Peggy, you are going to win. Hope so, said Peggy eagerly. She was also saying, let's hope. The minute they entered the classroom, they stopped short and gasped. They stopped and gasped, means took a deep breath. There were drawings all over the room. It means in the room there were so many pictures, drawings. On every ledge and window sill, dazzling colors and brilliant lavish design, all drawn on a great sheet of wrapping paper. Okay, so on the window, on every ledge also there was a picture. Okay, put there of brilliant colors and lavish designs were also very nice, and the pictures were drawn on a wrapping paper. There must have been 100 of them, and the pictures were more than 100, all lined up. This must be the drawings for the contest. They were the drawings from the contest. Everybody stopped and whistled and murmured admiringly. Murmured means talk among themselves, appreciating the picture, and whistling. As soon as the class had assembled, means when they came in the class, Miss Mason announced the winner. Okay, now it is time to announce the winner. Jack Bagels had won for the boys. The winner of the boys was Jack Bagels. She said, and his design for an outboard motor was on exhibition in room 12. So they can go and watch it. It is on room number 12, along with the sketches by all the other boys. Okay, the other boys sketches, drawings were also there. As for the girls, she said, although just one or two sketches were submitted by most, one girl, and room 13 should be proud of her. This one girl actually drew 100 designs. So one girl, she drew 100 designs, all different and all beautiful. In the opinion of the judges, any one of this drawing is worthy of winning the prize. So all the judges, they discuss among themselves, and they said that all these pictures are able to win the first prize. I'm very happy to say that Wanda Petronsky is the winner of the girls medal, and she announced that Wanda Petronsky is the winner. Okay, so now everybody was expecting that Peggy will win, but the result has come, and it is Wanda Petronsky who has won the competition because she drew 100, more than 100 dresses, and all of them line up in the classroom number 13. Unfortunately, Wanda had been absent, but Wanda that day she was not in the school, absent from the school for some days, and is not there to receive the applause. Applause the means praises. Okay, she was not there. That is due to her. Let us hope she will be back tomorrow. So everybody was expecting that maybe she will come tomorrow. Now, class, you may file. You may file around. File around means go in a line, the room quietly and look at her exquisite drawing. Exquisitely means extremely nice, extremely beautiful. Okay, the children burst into applause. Means everybody started appreciating the pictures, and even the boys were glad to have chance to stamp on the floor, put their fingers in the mouth and whistle, though they were not interested in dresses. But even the boys, they were very happy to see the picture of dresses, and they also put their fingers and they blow the whistles also. Look, Peg, whispered Maddie. There is that blue one she told us about. Okay, the blue dress also, isn't it beautiful? And she asked the question, and Peggy actually said yes. So it is beautiful, and here is that green one, boy, and I thought I could draw. And that time Peggy says that I thought I could draw, but I think Wanda Petronsky is better than me. That was the last sentence of Peggy in first lesson, and I think in this lesson you can see the behavior and the among students and the discrimination also, and especially to the foreigners, how to treat. This is what we are learning, okay, and how to accept them, not to tease the students in the class. Okay, so this is very nice lesson, and if you have any question you can ask me, you can send me message, but please listen this video again and again to understand the lesson. Now it has part 2 also, and we will learn part 2 in our next video. Thank you so much. Bye bye.